This video is from the course Introduction. It's designed for complete beginners and assumes you have no knowledge of the subject matter. If you are interested in more beginner, intermediate, or advanced content, check out our website, SUBMETA.io. So should you train gi, no-gi, or should you train in both? My suggestion is that you train both. In the end, it's up to you. You can choose if you like, but I think you'll get more benefit actually from training both.
Yeah, at least initially, it can be good to get a feel for the gi and the no-gi. There are different qualities to both styles of training, and ultimately it does depend on what you're planning to train for. Some people are training for MMA, and in that case, you're never going to be in a gi. But that's not saying that there's nothing valuable about training in the gi for that type of application. The gi slows it down a little bit, and at least initially, when you're just learning, that can be a good thing.
Yeah, no-gi is a bit more slippery, so it's harder to gain control of your opponent. So I tend to find that if I want to escape from something, it's going to be easier to do in no-gi. Whereas if I wanted to control and finish someone, it's harder to do in no-gi, and obviously the inverse in the gi. So by training in the gi, it really makes you focus on working your escapes as good as possible. It's harder to actually achieve that. And by training no-gi, it really works your finishes. By training both, you get to work on both of those. I will say because in no-gi, it takes a little longer to learn how to control someone. It's just a little more difficult. You can't just get a grip. You actually have to kind of cup and use underhooks and so on a bit more. I think it takes a little longer before you feel like you're really getting to able to control an opponent. Whereas I think you get to that stage a bit quicker in the gi. If you go against someone in the gi, if you've been training for 6 months and you go against someone who's new in the gi, you should feel like you've got a real advantage, which would be a slightly less so in no-gi.
Yeah, I think in the gi, you really pay for your mistakes. If you get into a bad position, it's much more difficult to get out. There are more controls, so it can get a little bit more complicated. No-gi, slipperier, faster. But in the end, it's just going to come down to your personal preference. And I think it's good to try both to see which one you like and you want to develop further anyway. Some people have a preference for the gi. They like the way the particular nature of that game. Other people, no-gi. And of course, it depends on what you're ultimately training for as to which one you're going to choose to develop in the long term. But in the short term, do both.
I hope you enjoyed this video from the course Introduction on SUBMETA.io. If you go to SUBMETA.io, you can watch this course for free, uninterrupted, with exercises to help you with recall. Also for free, we have the follow-up course to this, Foundations 1, Escapes, which builds on the content you'll be learning in this course.